The Book of Unusual Knowledge, if you aren't familiar with it, if you're not a regular Nightcat viewer, welcome aboard. The Book of Unusual Knowledge is basically a bathroom reader. It just contains lists of fun facts, articles, stuff you might not have known before. And this story is absolutely bonkers. This is from Canada. This is Canada's cryptic Castaway. On September 8th of 1863, two fishermen in Sandy Cove, Nova Scotia, discovered an unusual treasure had washed ashore. A lone man in his 20s with newly amputated legs had been left there with a loaf of bread and a jug of water. Talk about nightmare fuel. I don't even know what I would do if I came. Just a random guy, no legs, only a loaf of bread. I'd be like, you seem to be going through a lot. I'm gonna let you deal with this. I'm gonna go find a different deserted island. Bye. Because whatever did that to him might be coming back to do it to me, buddy. And I need to get out of there. There were a few clues as to who this guy was. Just that, like, his manner of dress mostly is what tipped them off. It led all of the local townspeople to believe that he was, like, an aristocrat, because he was dressed kind of fancy, albeit no legs, bottle of water situation. But there was no point in asking him his backstory because he did not speak. Apparently, after he was discovered, he only ever said 3 words. The first word was Jerome, which is what everyone started calling him, which is very funny because that's the name of the alien over there. Jerome the alien. Jerome the legless mute. So that was one thing. That's what everyone started calling him, was Jerome. Colombo, which perhaps was the name of a ship that he was on, is what everyone wanted to believe. And Triste, which is an Italian village. So based on those 3 words, everyone just started dazzling these beautiful fake stories about where Jerome might have come from. They're like, oh, he's an Italian nobleman whose ship got lost or taken over by pirates and he was left to die. I'll tell you, pirates don't generally... That's serial killer behavior. Take your legs, leave you with just enough to get by for a while you are in agony about your legs. No, thank you. That's not pirates' MO. Pirates will just throw you right off the boat, call it a day. They got, I don't know, salty dogs and decks to scrub. I have no idea. They have their own thing going on. This is serial killer behavior. This is bad news. In 1870, the town rallied together and paid, there was a family in town called the Comeau. The whole town rallied together and told the Comeau family that they would pay them $140 a year to take him in and take care of him. Which sounds great, right? Because finally, like, so this guy's getting a break. Someone's gonna take him in, make sure he's fed, make sure he's taken care of. On Sundays after Mass, locals would stop by and pay a few cents to look at the maimed mute. Oh yeah. So the Comeaus, not only were they bringing in money from the town, they were also opening up a little side freak show. Like, hey, come look at this guy. He don't talk much, but he ain't got no legs, and he was found stranded on an island. The things people do for money, it's disgusting. Though he never spoke intelligibly, hearing certain words, very specifically the word pirate, would send him into a rage. It is also said that he was not a fan of the cold weather, so he spent his winters with the leg stumps shoved under a stove for warmth. So he used to, like, go out and, like, not talk, but, you know, be social, be in the mix. But the last 20 years of his life, apparently he was a real hermit, and he didn't want to go outside, he didn't want to go near the sun, anything like that. He just stayed with his stumps shoved under the oven. It's just so sad. I feel so bad for this guy. So there's a group of scholars who recently uncovered a story in New Brunswick about a man who was behaving erratically and couldn't, or just wouldn't speak, chose not to speak. So in order to get rid of him, they put him on a boat to New England and they chopped off his legs. The man may have never made it to New England, but instead wound up on a beach at Sandy Cove. There was another theory that suggests that a man was found in, who was found in 1861 pinned under a fallen tree in New Brunswick. The tree fell, the legs froze, they took the legs. They sent him down the river for treatment somewhere else. They sent him back, and he just sort of got bounced from place to place until they think maybe he landed on the beach in Nova Scotia. So there are a couple guys that this could be, because apparently in the 1800s in Canada and America, we made it a habit of just chopping guys' legs off and sending them down the river on a boat. Just crazy. And that's the story of Canada's cryptic castaway from the Book of Unusual Knowledge.